We've just witnessed an absolutely cracking fight between Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg. Carl Frampton retaining his IBF title and taking Scott Quigg's WBA belt. Can you give me your initial reaction to that?
It was not the fight I expected. It was a lot more cagey. The first 6 rounds, not much happened at all. It was very cagey stuff, and it sort of wasn't what I expected. I expected an explosive fight, I said beforehand, and that wasn't lies. I thought the fight would explode early with the atmosphere and the big build-up. It's been a long time coming, and it wasn't that. You know what I mean? It was a very cagey fight, nip and tuck, not much happening, and the rounds were hard to score. And then I think it lit in the second half. The second half of the fight, I thought it was a good fight, good competitive 6 rounds, good to watch. Always on the edge of your seat stuff, and I'd watch it again. Maybe people wouldn't like to see the first 6. It was a bit more of a chess match or whatever, but the second 6 rounds were good to watch, and I thought it was overall a competitive fight, and the judges' card said that as well.
Quigg is notoriously sometimes a slow starter. Was that a concern for you in the team coming into this, that he might start a little bit slow?
Yeah, definitely. I think they knew Frampton would be sharp early. He's a good sharp boxer. He always has been. Back from his amateur days. 2 good level fighters, but I think the start was always a bit of a wary point with Scott. He's been known to start slow in the past, and I think he done that today. To be honest, when he watched it back, I don't think he got going until maybe the second half of the fight. I think he was all competitive the first half of the fight. Don't get me wrong, the rounds were nip and tuck, and it was how you scored them. But I think he really motored the second half, and I think from I think it was 7, 8, 9, 10. I think you seen a strong Scott Quigg, and it looked like he was taking chances and gambling, and that was where you're on the edge of your seat thinking, if he lands something, I know how hard Scott Quigg punches, and it could have been a different night, but every credit to the two of them. It was a very mental fight, especially the first half. That's tough. It's not a war, but it can drain you mentally. It's very hard to stay switched on at the level they're doing. Yeah, very capable. You've got to be switched on for 3 minutes of a round for 12 threes, and it's a long time. And I think that'll have trained them. You've seen at the end, the two of them were tired in the last rounds, and that wasn't because it was a Pereira Morales war. It was because of how mentally tired the two of them had been, and because they both got great respect for each other, and they were switched on to the max because of it.
We know how driven Scott Quigg is. What does this defeat mean to him, and what will he, I know it's a bit of a shitty question, what will he be feeling right now in your opinion?
Mate, he'll be devastated. He's a winner. A bad loser's a good winner, and this will kill him. But the same as, I'm sure it would have for Carl. If Carl lost, he wouldn't want to be walking around Ireland, haven't lost this. All these people have travelled over, and you've seen the support Scott Quigg had tonight. He wants to win this fight, and believe me when I say it, no one gives more to the sport than Scott Quigg. It's his whole life, and the kid gives everything, he deserves everything he gets out of it, and I'm devastated for him tonight, because I see what he goes through. But mark my words, he'll be back. It will hurt him, but he'll be back in the gym. He'll be learning from what he done wrong, and he'll put it right. And I can see a bigger, better Scott Quigg going forward.
Do you think the paying public would want to see a rematch of this fight? Do you think it was close enough for a second fight, in your opinion?
Yeah, it was competitive. I think it depends on how you look at it. The second half of the fight, I'd watch that every day of the week. It was competitive. It was good body shots, solid shots landing, and the two of them are big punches. You were on the edge of your seat wondering if one of them shots would put the other one over or affected one of them. But the first half of the fight, maybe not. Maybe people wouldn't pay to watch it. It was a bit, tentative. The two of them having a look. Scott was quite defensive in the first half of the fight, so maybe people might look at that and think, I wouldn't want to see that again. But for me, I don't think you can complain for the action, the shots what were thrown in the second half of the fight. And I say I haven't seen it back. They're still in the ring now. They're still doing interviews. So, from what I remember, the second half of the fight, I remember being on the edge of my seat thinking, something's going to happen here, something's going to land. And you're seen by the two very fit lads, the way they were in the last round, they were both tiring, and it took an effect on them. But I think it was more mental from the first half and the physical exertion in the second half.
Listen, I sincerely hope Scott Quigg's all right and he comes again. It was a great fight. We enjoyed it, and congratulations to Carl Frampton. It's just good.
Congratulations, to get in there, the two of them, you've seen the build, you've seen the atmosphere at the start, and they both got in the ring, standing there while Michael Butler's announcing your name, that's got to be nerve-wracking for the two of them. It's the big night, it's finally here, 5 years in the making, and two of them are standing there, and it's all or nothing on tonight. They've got to do it in front of a massive audience, pay-per-view as well, and they had to do it, and Carl Frampton done it on the night, so every credit to him, full respect, and Scott Quigg will be back.
Goose pimps for your big night. Does that sort of inspire you against Pedraza?
If it's half of this atmosphere, mate, I'll be an happy man. But I don't care where it is, don't care what it is. I just want my chance, and I've earned my shot at the world title. Now I want it, and I fully believe I'll be world champion myself.
Listen, mate, I can't thank you enough. Thanks for going to beat your time. I'll catch you real soon.
Thanks, Jay.